topic is a Screen Rant article that says Stranger Things star and gamer Finn Wolfhard reveals dream video game adaptation to star in. Okay, which is apparently Jack and Dexter. With a variety of hits in the genre, Stranger Things star Finn Wolfhard says starring in a Jack and Dexter adaptation would be a dream. Following his breakout turn in the Netflix show and two-part adaptation of Stephen King's It, Wolfhard has found success with his music, Ghostbusters Afterlife, and releasing his directional about Hell of a Summer, co-directed with Billy Byrke in the near future. Addition to all of his Wolfhard is in addition to all of this, Wolfhard is a well-known gamer, even appearing as guest on YouTube channel Game Grumps multiple times. In a recent interview with Collider for his own venture into the gaming world with PlayStation Playmakers, Wolfhard discussed which video game adaptation he would want to star in, while struggling to narrow down his list of options. The Stranger Things actor expressed the interest to be a part of a Jack and Dexter adaptation in the future. See that Wolfhard said below. He said, "Oh, that's such a good question. There are so many. Okay, I've got about this, but I thought about this before, and Jack and Dexter series is really sick, and I think it'd be fun as like a kind of adventure movie, maybe, but I have to think about it more. It's a good question," he says, and then it goes, "What's next for Finn Wolfhard's career?" Wolfhard's interest in a Jack and Dexter adaptation comes at an opportune time, as not only are video game adaptations enjoying a resurgence thanks to the likes of the Sonic the Hedgehog movies and HBO's The Last of Us, but PlayStation Productions is working on a movie based on the Naughty Dog games with Uncharted director Ruben Fleegeshire at the helm. No one has been cast of yet, though Tom Holland has expressed his interest in starring, creating potential competition for Wolfhard, or see the two stars alongside one another. After having been one of the leads for the past 7 years, Wolfhard's time in Stranger Things is coming to a close as the Netflix show is set to end with an in-development season 5, whose production is expected to begin when the WGA writers' strike concludes. Fortunately, Wolfhard seems to have plenty on the horizon to occupy himself with, including a partnership with PlayStation as part of its PlayStation Players initiative, joining such celebrities as LeBron James and John Wick Chapter 4's Rina Sawania in the gaming company's new campaign. Wolfhard also has a number of projects on screen to keep him busy, including the previously mentioned Hell of a Summer, which is currently in post-production, the currently filming Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel set for a December 20th release, and the fantasy adventure movie The Legend of Uchi, in which he stars alongside William Dafoe and Emily Watson and Helena Zengel. Uh, Whether he gets his chance to star in the Jack and Dexter adaptation is yet to be seen, but this star power could see Fleischer and Sony enlist the Stranger Things vet. The source is Collider. Um, yeah, I think a Jack and Dexter movie adaptation would be great. As long as they don't ruin it, I would be fine with it. But, yeah, as long as they don't ruin the, adaptation where they make Jack and Dexter their respective, um, characters instead of, doing the race change and stuff like that. And if they could do that right, I'd be happy about it. Yeah, the Jack and Dexter games are very fun. I know my brother has played a lot of Jack and Dexter games, and one and two are two. Jack and Dexter 2 is fun. So maybe if they adapt the first movie, the first game, into like the first movie, and then do a second one where they adapt, the second game. The second game would adaptation would probably get more seats in theaters and stuff because it's definitely a cool game. It would definitely be a cool game adaptation with Eco and all the characters and stuff and the abilities he gets. And the second one is like a future aesthetic with guards and stuff. So it's gonna be great if they adapt Jack and Dexter. I would definitely watch a film like that. But uh, I've heard that uh, the the show on HBO Max that is a adaptation of The Last of Us. I've heard that people don't like it much, but apparently this article says people are liking it. That may just be general stuff like that, and they may have not done their research on like people like crapping on it because it's not really an adaptation. Well, I mean, it's not really a 100% adaptation because, one of the characters don't look like the characters and like could have easily been, casted, but they had to do the whole, you know, where they changed the race and stuff like that. I if I was a movie producer and I was trying to adapt something, I would fully adapt it, not, not, have to um have to do this, have to do that, you know? Fully adapt it and all that. Instead of just, giving into politics. Because you gotta understand, these games were made the way they were made, you know? So, back in the day, if they didn't want to add a character in that, diverse, it was their game, Same way with shows, that there's characters like that for a reason. So, I mean, it was like quit changing that, because that's how it should be, where everybody gets to adapt what they want, to a full extent. But that's just a little bit of a rant, on this whole, them changing, stuff that, a real adaptation, doesn't have. And uh, that's just, my rant on that. But other than that, you tell me what you think on this, and if you are excited for a Jack and Dexter adaptation. I know I'm excited as long as they don't ruin it.